Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Teaching Online with Kelsey. My name is Kelsey and I have this channel to vlog about my life as a full-time online teacher, but to also serve other online teachers just like you. So please make sure it is not the last time that you see me by hitting that red subscription button and the bell down below to be notified of new videos every week. And to also give this video a thumbs up. It helps support me and this channel, especially since we are getting really close to 1,000 subscribers on my channel. So really, all of your likes, all of your subscriptions and your comments, everything really does mean everything to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your continuing support. So for this video, this is going to be specifically about Allschool and how to use the Classpod app on the computer. So I know several of you in my other Allschool videos have commented on YouTube and also on Instagram, and some of you have personally sent out an email to me saying, Kelsey, I'm not really sure how to work Classpod. I'm not really sure if I want to upload a course on Classpod. Like, I don't really know how it works. Can you give me some insight on what that might look like? So that's what this video is about. So if you are currently an Allschool teacher, then this video is for you, especially if you are figuring out how to upload your course and whether you want to teach on Zoom or on Classpod, especially considering Allschool had just come out with a promotion saying if you upload your courseware on the Allschool site where you want to teach your course on Classpod, Allschool is only taking 10% of your earnings. So compared to teaching like on Outschool where they take 30% and then you still have to take 30% aside of that money for your taxes eventually, you know, you get to keep 20% more of your earnings with this promotion through Allschool. Now, at the time of filming, I will say that this promotion will end on June 30th, 2022. So keep that in mind as you are watching this video. Now, if you're not really sure what I'm talking about with Allschool, or if you're like, what the heck is Allschool? Do I want to teach with Allschool? Please make sure you download my free guide in the description box, and that will help you get started on doing your demo video and where to submit it. And then when you are ready to apply for Allschool, that's also going to be down in my description box as well. So make sure you check those things out. But let's say for this video, you are already an Allschool teacher and you're trying to upload your course. So if you are uploading your course, you know, make sure you watch my previous video on how to upload it on the Allschool platform. So specifically, you are deciding, should I teach on Zoom or should I teach on Classpod? Because that 10%, you know, the 10% takeaway sounds awesome. Like, I really want to get into that, but I have never taught on Classpod before. I'm not really sure if I want to teach on Classpod. What does that actually look like to have a course on Classpod? So we're going to go ahead and dig into that right now. So as you see here, I am on the Allschool page. So what I'm going to be doing here is, if you have said, okay, I'm gonna try Classpod out, but you're still over here like, ooh, I don't really know what I could do on Classpod. I don't really feel comfortable, you know, yet. I'm not sure if I'm ready. Help me. So I'm going to go here to courses. So what you'll see here, if you've already made a course, you will see, you know, whether you're teaching on Classpod or on Zoom. So all of my classes on Allschool are with Classpod. And it's just because, you know, Allschool is doing the promotion where they are taking less of your earnings if you use Classpod, and now with this big 10% takeaway, like, that's more of an incentive to try it out. So I'm actually going to demonstrate in a practice room so that you can see materials being loaded up, what kind of features you can use, how even your learners can get involved and write on the screen, and how you can do rewards that would be similar to like VIP Kid. So what you're going to be doing is you are going to be uploading the Classpod app. So you'll click on Practice Now, and it'll tell you which lesson. So it should be whichever one you click on. So, and this will also give you a chance if you're new to online teaching and you're officially an Allschool teacher and you've uploaded your course, this can also give you a chance to practice your lesson before you meet your learners live. So you're going to click on Practice Now, and what it's going to do is it's going to let you launch it if you already have the app on your computer, or you may have to download it if this is your first time using Classpod. So I already have the app. It shouldn't take too long to download the app onto your computer. So we're going to go ahead and open that. So I already have this here. So it's uploading the classroom. So this is where I'm going to stop here because look, see, it's got two screens going on. So I'm going to switch it over real quick where I will be using just the Classpod screen to help out. So now that I've turned off my other camera, I'm using Zoom to screen record this video, I'm now on Classpod. So it'll have it open to where you have your camera settings and you have your microphone settings, and then you'll also have your speaker if you want to turn it up a little bit, and it even has like a background music option if you want that in your background. If you have a class where there might be some ambient sounds or you're using some sort of background music in the middle of the class, you can play that then. That's not usually something I like to do because I want to make sure that all of my learners are focused in class. And so that's just a personal preference there. So you can also click on this if you want to do mirror mode. So it'll actually like show how you are facing. Again, it's just a preference depending on what you want to do. But let's say do mirror. Again, it's totally a preference. So this is what you see so far is ideally when you start a live class, when you have learners, they're going to be awaiting on top of here. So because there's no learners and it's just a practice room, we're obviously not going to be seeing learners in this time frame. So, but they would be waiting up top of here where my cursor is at, and you can't see them and you can't hear them, and they won't be able to see you or hear you either. So, but it'll be saying awaiting. So once you hit that start button here is when you will be on, you will be live, and then your learners are going to come on live too, and that's where you can do your introductions and get to know your students better. So if you come in just a few minutes before class starts, this will also be a really good opportunity to upload your courseware. So right now we have a Blackboard. You'll see the Blackboard here. Now this could also be great if you would rather just use Classpod, but you don't actually necessarily have courseware that you're wanting to use in your lesson. But if you still want to, let's say, draw. This is the draw button here with the symbol 3. So if you want to press 3 right on there, it'll pop up if you would rather use the numbers to quickly pop up your features. So 3 is the pen, so you could do the lines and shapes here. So if you want to make a square, you could do some squares. Or if you just want to draw, you can simply draw with the lines. So I didn't realize I just made a robot. Oh well, that's okay. So you have the scribbles and the features. You can also change colors, as you can see here, or you can change the pen size. So a little bit bigger here. This is a little bigger as well. So you have those features on here, and that's the pen. That's the pen, so you can change lines and shapes and show arrows, change the colors, or change the size. Now, this button up top is select, so you could click on this and change. So if you have like a square, let's say you did a square, right, and you want to move that square around, so you can change that around if you want. Or you have the cursor button, which when you click on the cursor, right, it's easier for that learner to like see if you're pointing out something. So pointing out here. 4 is the text button. So what you would do there, right, whatever color you want, and there's the text line, you would click, and it starts showing like the typing button. So hello. So you have that here, you know, and you can type whatever you want on here. You could do this as an intro before you open up your slides if you'd like, or if you are demonstrating something and you want to point something out, or if you're doing like a fill in the blanks, you could do that as well. So what you'll do if you're like, oops, I made a mistake. So 5 is eraser, right? It'll erase everything if you click on it. So that's pretty straightforward. And then this is the clear all button. So let's say I made all these little squares, you know, and I didn't mean to add this square or rectangle. Clear all, it's all gone. So those are just the basic features with like the side function here. So then when you go to content, you do have a library of resources. So if you want to download a file, you can to upload if you want. However, since it is your own course, you would obviously click on the bottom here and then it will upload your course, which by then you should be able to click on any of the features again, you know, and you should be able to, you know, type it in or scribble all over, or have the cursor to easily point out, oh look, Jupiter, Saturn. So, or if you don't like where the text is at, you can click the text and move it like so. And then if you're like, don't like it, you can just clear it. So down here on the bottom is going to be your slide change. So whatever slide you're going to use here, right, it'll click on the slides, or if you want to go to a specific slide, it'll have the numbers here, and then it'll help you go straight to, you know, whatever slide you want to go to next. So if you want to go straight to the game, you know, or whatever you're doing, if you want to skip slides, you would just click on to that slide here. So when you scroll on over here, right, it'll also have your learners and their names, and then if you want to give them stars, right, so that's sort of like a little bit of like VIP kid stuff, is if you want to give them stars. It's not, you can go higher than 5, and so I think you can go up to 20 stars if you'd like. So, and then also you can mute them. You can mute the learners if you want. So if you feel the need to do so, or you can unmute, you know, unmute all the learners, whatever is best. But when they are in their individual screens, then you will be able to see that you can mute individual learners, or you can reward individual learners as well. So I will also say it's a little hard to explain because there's no learners, but usually on the bottom right corner of the learner's screens, you will see a feature where you will be able to click on the dots on the bottom to authorize learners to let them like write and draw or circle on the screen for themselves, so that way it's a little more interactive with the with the lesson, instead of just having you draw all over it. And the best thing about that authorization is if you only want them to like scribble, you could do that. And if you only just want one learner to scribble or to circle, it will only be designed for them, so that way you don't have all of your learners scribbling all over the slides, and then that can cause chaos in class. So that's a really cool feature, and then you can turn that off whenever you're like, okay, I'm done, it's my turn to write, or or you give someone else a turn to circle, So that's one way to engage and interact in the Classpod app. So in tools, you do have the ability to screen share. So if you would much rather not download your slides like you would in content, but you would much rather have it like on Google Slides or on Canva, like on the actual Canva site instead, you would just then decide, right? You just click on screen share, and then you'll see which screen you would rather share on, which I feel like is like actually easier to see than Zoom. So you have that option as well. And then the on-stage frame, this can just be something fun you can do with your learners, and this is just for your learners screen, so then when they come on into the classroom, they'll have that screen on there, and it's really cute. So yeah, so you'll see once you are finished with the class, right? You're saying, see you next time, goodbye, then you will see this button here on the top, right? It will ask you if you want to leave or end the class. So when you press the end button, you can end the class, but you'll be in the classroom still. And then leave is you just leave the class altogether, and you will not be able to access the room. And then X is if you want to cancel. Now, if at any point you have technical issues that come up, this button here on the bottom is automatic support. So you'll see that you can send a message, especially if there's any like audio or connection issues, or if there is, privacy issues going on in the classroom, you can connect to support right away and just explain to them, hey, this is an unsafe situation, help me out here. And so you should be able to see all of your learners' names under class as well, especially if there is a learner that comes on that you're like, oh, I don't think this learner's in class. Similar to like Outschool safety procedures if you teach on Outschool. So keep that in mind. If that issue comes up as well, support is able to help you there as well. And I will also share this button here if you want to switch screens, where you can just rather show yourself instead of, the little screen and then your slides. You're more than welcome to do that, especially if you were on the fence, I'm like, well, you know, my lesson doesn't have slides. I think I would rather teach on Zoom, and that way we can have this conversation. You know, Classpod is able to just switch your camera to where everyone can see you big, like this. So that should be that could be another incentive to try out Classpod as well. So then that way you can still have your big screen feature, and you don't have to worry about showing any slides on Classpod as well. Especially if you don't have like actual slides for your class, but you just have a lesson plan instead, you know, it can still work for Classpod, as you can see. So, and then if you want to get out, you just press that arrow on the bottom, and then that will get you back. It could even make you get back like this, or it just could be a glitch. Not really sure. I think it's a glitch. There are still just a couple of glitches, but it does run a lot better than it did at the very beginning. So I'd say it's worth it, especially considering, you know, Allschool's only taking 10%. Like 10% of your earnings. They want to help you earn the most money possible on the platform. Like, that's seriously awesome. So if you have any further questions about Classpod, please leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer that for you. I hope actually seeing the app will give you more comfort and reassurance of like, oh, this is what Classpod actually looks like, you know. So hopefully that can clear some air, ease some tension about what Classpod looks like, and help you make a decision on whether to teach Classpod with Allschool. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. All right, and let me know if you have any other questions, and maybe I can make that into a future video. I want to keep making videos for you. So I will see you next time.